This tip for the beep test is all about foot placement. Now when you're conducting the beep test, only one foot has to reach on or over the line. So what you want to do when you're practicing is figure out where that front foot is going to land when your back foot crosses the line. Now I wouldn't suggest aiming for your back foot to touch the line because you have to be way too accurate for that and you'll bugger it up at some point. So figure out where that front foot has to land outside of that line, and that's what you concentrate on going into the turn. What you want to avoid is both feet crossing the line. Now this mightn't seem like much at the start, but over the course of the beep test, this will accumulate a lot more distance. This beep test tip is all about pivoting on that front foot when you come into the turn. Now you'll notice as I go into the turn, I place all the weight on my front foot and pivot around it so that when my back foot lands just outside the line, I'm ready to accelerate out of the turn. Now another thing I want you to take notice of, once I've completed the pivot, when I'm ready to accelerate out of the turn, you'll notice I'm in a proper sprinting position, like a starting position. My arms are alternated with my legs and I'm leant over, ready to accelerate out. Things that you want to avoid is anything that's going to slow down the turn. So any kind of hook turn where you go up to the line and you do a really big winding turn, or anything that you have to stop and turn with. Even if you are still pivoting, if you're pivoting on both feet, it is much, much slower as if you go up to the line and just pivot on that one foot and you're ready to accelerate straight away. This beep test tip is to get you to lean over that front leg so that you can accelerate out of the turn. Being able to accelerate out of the turn quickly will make a huge difference with your beep test score. And when it comes to acceleration, momentum is your friend. So you need to be leaning over that front foot so that you've got the momentum to accelerate out of the turn. As you pivot when you're conducting your turn, keep all the weight over that front leg by leaning into it. This will allow you to accelerate out of the turn quickly. Your back leg is just there to touch across the line and spring you out of the turn. What you want to avoid is staying upright during the turn because you're unable to accelerate quickly from this position. Timing your shuttles throughout the beep test is super important because for one, it'll save you energy so that you're not wasting energy running too quickly when you don't need to. But as well as that, it'll allow you to spring out of the turns by utilizing the elasticity in your muscles to create that force rather than creating it from a stationary position. During the early levels, you just need to take your time. You don't have to get to the line on the beep just because they are pretty slow to start with. You just need to take your time and stay relaxed and don't waste a whole heap of energy sprinting to the other end when you don't need to. As the levels increase, you'll start to find your timing. And what you want is to be reaching the line at the beep so that that back foot crosses the line and touches the ground as the next beep goes, so that you can just spring off into the next shuttle.
Level 13.
During the earlier stages of the beep test, you want to be alternating your legs each shuttle. This is so that you don't burn out one of your legs just turning on that side every time. If you are much better turning on the one leg, then wait until the shuttles get a little bit faster before you just favoring the one side. A good way to practice this is just by using one line and just walking up to the line, turning on each side. The more comfortable you get with it, just speed up the movement until you're doing it at full speed.